Hello everyone, I'm Urban Renstrom from Urban Renstrom Digital. This is a small video on how to use the Ads Manager. Let me move this out of the way. Start in Facebook just like normal. Go to Create Ads as I showed in the pictures. A little circle goes around and we land at on this particular page. So a couple of things to look at for on the left here, it shows the campaigns. Below that, the ad sets, and then the ads. If you remember, I told you the ads are upside down. When you see them in your stream, that's what you see. And then you see them in the stream, but what is actually your targeting and then the objective is behind it. When you're creating the ads, you see it from this direction. You see the campaigns. You start with a campaign, and that drives everything below it. And then you decide the ad sets, the audience, the placement, the budget, scheduling, and then you do the ads, the format, the media, and additional stuff that you want. So if you recall, we had two examples. One of them was the restaurant. The other one was the web agency. Let's go with the restaurant first. I'm going to follow a carpet bombing technique. Let's call it that, where we put a video to a broad swath of people. Those people who actually watch 50% or greater of the video, we'll put them in a different bucket, and then those people will retarget with ads for a 2-for-1 dinner or free tea and coffee or free dessert if you order, a main course and a dessert, this kind of stuff, to try to get traffic in, try to get people in on Tuesdays and Thursdays nights, because that's the nights that the restaurant doesn't have, is a little bit weaker on patronage. So this is not a movie, let's say, although you can make a 2-minute movie or 1.5-minute movie where you look at the outside of the restaurant, you scan the outside of the restaurant, then you walk in and then you show the maitre d' or the reception person, and then you show the restaurant, the bar, the happy smiley people, show food and whatnot, and then that's it. You can do this with a movie, or you can do this with just still images and then splice them together in a slideshow situation. You can do that in PowerPoint or in Keynote, or you can actually do it in the ads platform itself here, where you can just load them up, and then you can have a 5-second a day, 5-second up to, what kind of delay do you want. So you can do the slideshow in the platform here yourself, and you just upload the videos, or the images, sorry. So this is essentially a video view. So let's go to the center, select video view, and do test video view. Just a simple test campaign here. So now if you noticed, we chose our objective, we titled it, and now we're out. There's a tick box or tick mark here next to the objective that we've chosen it. Now is also blue line here highlighting that we're working on the audience part here. I live in Ireland at the moment, and the island has Northern Ireland and Ireland. So in Ireland, there's 2.9 million people on Facebook in Ireland. But let's say this restaurant is in Dublin. So let me get rid of this. And let me get rid of that pin. But what I'm trying to do is actually add a different pin here for a reason. And we'll just drop a pin there. It doesn't really matter. So I single clicked on the drop pin square there, a rectangle. It then allowed me to put the pin wherever I want, and I can scroll in and it goes deeper and deeper. And I had, as it turns out, I put it close to Marion Pierce train station in Marion Square, which doesn't really matter for our example here, but let's say the restaurant is there. And it gives the coordinates, the geo coordinates. And there's a plus 10 mile here. It's in miles and not in kilometers. It does not matter. You can narrow this down to 1 mile radius. And then it shows there's only 1,000 people, which doesn't entirely make sense, actually, that there's 1,000 people in the radius of there. I would think there'd be a lot more. Anyhow, that's fine. But you then can slide to 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go 12 miles in radius, and that brings 1.3 million. So that's the whole city. So that's kind of, so I don't know, 8. Let's try that. Defaults to. So let's try 5 miles and see what happens. It still says 1,000 people, which doesn't really make sense at all, because I know for sure there's more than 1,000 people there, but let's leave that there. So we've selected, and recall this is a video. We're wanting as many people as possible to see this video, so we're not going to narrow it down too much. Let's say not 65s, so let's go to 55s because it's a trendy place. Let's go with, doesn't matter, English language, English all. Say we don't want to target French or Spanish, doesn't matter, we can, or you can leave that blank. And all the other detailed targeting, I think for this particular example, I would leave it alone, because what we're trying to do is carpet bomb. The whole idea is we want as many people as possible to see the video. And it's a video, so it's not going to cost you that much for each video view. As many people as possible see the video, and then it's a self-selecting process. If you're interested in the video, you'll watch the video. If you're not interested in the video, you'll just scroll past, you'll just thumb scroll past it, okay? But if you do watch it, then you might be interested, okay? If you watch 10 seconds of a 2-minute video, not so interested. If you watch a minute of it, yeah, maybe. But if somebody watches 50 or 75% of your video, so what's that, 1 minute of it to a minute and a half of the video, then yeah, they're probably interested. And then what we would do is put those people in that particular bucket, like I told you. And have you installed the Facebook pixel on your website? Good. So we now have the audience. And if you look, it says audience. Let me read here. And it says ads and Instagram stories are now possible. So what placement would I want to do? Automatic placement lets Facebook decide where your ad would show up. Probably not a bad idea. However, the audience network here is generally just cheap clicks. That's when you go into a story. Let's say you're reading a story on whichever news site it is, and in that article, you can see ads inside of them. Those are where your audience network, I believe, where your audience network ad or audience network channel is placed. So let's just do this very simply. Let's do it just in my Facebook feeds. So I'm opening up all this and you can see all this. You can open, so Facebook feeds, instant articles, in-stream videos, right-hand column, Instagram, and feeds. So let's just make it so simple. Instant articles, and let's leave it at that. So it's Facebook feeds at the moment, and that's where it's going to be placed. Budget and scheduling. So how much budget, how much money should we put behind this? Wouldn't have to be that much. I would say a tenner for a daily budget. Because it's a video, let's leave it at video views, but there's 2 different options here. Let's leave it at video views and call this Dublin, what did we say, 8 Mile all. Okay, continue. Now, so we're out of we did our objective, 3 tick boxes for the audience, the placement, the budget, the schedules. Now we're into the page. Oops, there's no need for you to be seeing that. So now it says you can create a video carousel ads with only videos. So that's new. It often pops up these things where it says, this is the new stuff. Same with the Instagram stories. So it just shows you the new features that are available, and there's always new features available. There's no question about that. So there's format. So you choose you can use an existing post, existing page post. If you already have a video on your Facebook page, you can select it, or you can create a new one. You choose the page, and then you choose the format. Do you want this a carousel? Do you want this a single video? Do you want this a slideshow? And as I mentioned, if you did that video, you can use the video. And if you have a slideshow, and that's you create a looping video ad with up to 10 images, which is exactly what I mentioned. And you can have set delays for whatever you want with that. So you can do that, or you can use a canvas, upload the video here if you have a video, which we don't. All the recommendations are there. Then you could put the text in, whatever you want here. And the text would be something very engaging on the video. And the text would go above the video where it says, what restaurant do we want? Let's make this a tapas bar. Sergio's Tapas Bar, and that's what it would say there, and then sponsored right underneath it. Tuesday, Thursday nights, Tuesday and Thursday nights at Sergio's Tapas Bar. Come enjoy the fabulous Spanish cuisine, something like that. And then people would see the video and whatnot. And then you could have a learn more button, and people, if you click that, would go to the website. They would learn more about the menu, or you click them over the menu, or book a table or something like that. And you would want to track all the conversions for this. And then here's the button where it says place order. And place order is just that. That's you placing the order for your advertisement. It is not guaranteed that you will get an ad or get a placement. I'm writing a different article about that, and how, because it's a bidding system and you're bidding for it. But in general, you would, because you're not going to be competing against too many in a small area like this. But maybe you would be. And those are and that's what you do. You place the order. It goes into review, and if there is no, and the review is generally by automation, and then it can get manually reviewed. I've been fortunate. My ads are generally reviewed and approved within the hour. However, there are other people that you hear through the grapevine that it can take days and days for that to happen, and this happens, and this has to be budgeted in or thought of into the process. So if you're, for example, this is the Thursday. If you want the ad running for today to get traffic this evening, probably not the best thing. You should probably have done this ad, last week. And that's what you can do is last week, do the ad and then have it set for delivery on whichever day you want. You set that back in budgeting and scheduling. You scroll back here, budgeting and scheduling, 70, set a start and end date on this. I'm back in the ad set here, budgeting and scheduling, and you can choose the start date and you can choose the end date. And because it says 310 euro, it obviously defaulted to 31 days running the ad, which I don't necessarily need, but that's the point, is this, that you can choose whichever you want on this. Thank you very much. The other video is going to be regarding the website agency where they're looking for high-end people to that need their websites upgraded. Okay, thanks very much. Good luck now. Bye-bye.